Welcome back, guys. I'm picking up at this paragraph right here. You can see my mouse starts with "for one of the first times." For one of the first times in my life, I felt empowered. By the time I was in 11th grade, Jeff had promoted me to shift manager. By my senior year, I was an assistant manager responsible for much of the bookkeeping, inventory, and scheduling. I was in charge when Jeff was away. Our staff was like a second family. We had all-day staff parties that started with rafting trips and ended with dinner and movies. Most of us played on a softball team. We went camping together. We had water fights in the parking lot and played music on the jukebox, turned up to full blast after all the customers had left. Jeff was the leader of this unlikely family. He was about 15 years older than me and had recently gone through a divorce. I never considered it at the time because he seemed to be having as much fun as everyone else. But if I was using my job to create the family I wished I'd had, it was possible that he was too. Senior year arrived, and though I loved that job, I knew I would go to college the next fall. I was an A student in class, but probably about a C- in applying to schools. My mom hadn't gone to college, and I didn't have a lot of logistical or financial support at home. I had received a pile of brochures from colleges, but I didn't know where to start. And at $40, every application fee cost me half a day's pay. A guidance counselor persuaded me to apply to Boston University, which seemed great, primarily because of its distance from Colorado. The scholarship application had to be in by the end of November, and I was definitely not going there without a big scholarship. But maybe because of the fee or because of my sheer cluelessness, I kept putting off the application. I still had not mailed it the day before it was due. At work that day, I offhandedly mentioned to Jeff that an application was due the next day, but that I hadn't mailed it. He opened a drawer and took out an overnight envelope. He told me to stop what I was doing, leave work, and send the application immediately. I protested about the expense of overnight postage, but he said he would cover it. I ended up getting into BU with a scholarship, but I still had never even visited Boston. Though my mom worked hard to take care of my siblings and me, there was just no room in the budget to send me on a college visit. So I figured I would just see the school when I got there in August. Jeff surprised me with an early graduation present, a trip to Boston. He paid for the hotel, the car, and the plane tickets. We toured campus and visited Fenway Park and did some sightseeing around New England. We ate at a lot of Pizza Huts and we judged them against ours. The verdict, none of them seemed to be very much fun. Before I headed to college, I told Jeff that I would come back to work over winter break. While I was away, he was promoted to regional manager and a different person was put in charge of our store. I went back anyway, and though I did my best to enjoy it, the magic was gone. The family had dispersed, and I felt free to shift my mindset to college and the future. I have kept in touch with Jeff over the years. We usually meet for lunch when I'm in town. Sometimes we even have pizza. Washing dishes for Jeff was grueling, greasy work. But then again, making a pizza or driving a truck or baking a cake or any of the countless other jobs. Ziggy, spit it out. Yucky. Sorry, you guys, my dog's interrupting our thing. Or any of the countless other jobs are not always enjoyable in themselves either. Out of all the lessons I learned from that guy in the Pizza Hut tie, maybe the biggest is that any job can be the best job if you have the right boss. Yay! I love that story. I'm so sorry my dog ran in and interrupted, but this is Ziggy. Ziggy, say hi. Can you guys see him? I don't know what he's doing. Something gross. I love this story because it takes a really simple thing, just a regular job, and it turns it into this really big life lesson that impacted him for his entire future. So I hope you guys enjoyed the story as much as I did. I can't wait to talk to you about it at our next class. Have a good day.